Déjà Brew Again. We've got another beer review. Today we're in Val Dieu with a Tripel. So this is a very strong boy. For those that don't know the Tripels, you're usually living in the 8%, 9% alcohol realm. You're pretty much just not driving. You have one of these, you are not driving. That's the general realm of this. Val Dieu, or Val Duo, I don't know how to say it. I'll put a nice little thing here. As usual, I have nice little fun facts on the side here that will go through it. But just very briefly, these guys celebrated, they did stop for a bit, but they have celebrated 800 years of brewing beer. They celebrated that about 10 years ago. So that's pretty crazy. So it's one of the Belgian abbeys. Yeah, I'm very excited about this. It's been in the fridge for a little bit. So I'm kind of been curious in getting this one. So you're very happy with it, but again, very strong, very, very strong. So we're just gonna rip straight into it. For those of you who have liked the other few videos, thank you very much. Let's go. Oh, that's a good little. That lets me know everything that I need to know about this beer. This is gonna be very good. I can already tell. So with this, you should get a bit of bitterness that you would normally get in these sort of ales, especially when they start to push the 9%. But you're starting to get like spicy fruit flavors. Think of like a very, very good fruit mince pie if they were good. I kind of like them, but I know they're very indifferent for people. But you should get some spicy fruit, like a bit of lemon, orange zest, those sort of things should come through in the beer. But you can only tell by tasting. So let's rock and roll here. Already terrible pour by me. Although I may have saved it. I think I've saved it. Have I saved it? Yeah, I'm gonna say I saved that. Oh boy. Alright, a little bit too much head on that. But my complaint lately has been a lack of head from beers. So this boy, I definitely know, is going to be able to stand the time. Now, I'm not sure if this is kind of an exported version, so I'm not sure if this is the same as what you get in Belgium. The one thing I would say is everything in the back of this is in French, so that is usually a good sign that maybe I don't have an exported version. I have kind of what they get there, but very excited for it. Very, very excited. Oh my god, 6.5 standard drinks, my lord. So yeah, you're definitely not driving. I don't think I'll drink this whole thing for 6.5 standard drinks because I've got to cook dinner and stuff tonight, but at least we'll get a taste. It can't be 6.5. That's insanity. It can't be that. 9%. Yeah, wow. Is it? Yeah, 6.5. Wow. Wow, wee wow. Yeah, so you're definitely not driving. That's it. But this is, I usually do get a Tripel. They come in quite small amounts. If you've ever been at a brewery and they've got a Tripel, I recommend trying it. They come in quite small quantities, so you're kind of okay there, but that's because they're so strong. So let's give this a whirl. Let's give this a nice sniff. Oh boy. Okay. So I can smell that this is extremely strong. Like you can smell that it's very alcoholic from the get-go. And then, yeah, there's a lovely like floral end to it. So it's a lot of bitterness. You can definitely smell like alcohol. I'm not gonna lie to you. You can smell alcohol on it. And then it's like a little floral kind of after smell. I don't really get much fruit smells. It's more that floral spring. It just smells like spring has just begun. We just got out of winter. You've just taken off the puffer jacket. It's not snowing outside anymore. And just maybe the first flowers are sort of blossoming. It's that smell, that floral smell. Yeah, okay. Well, cheers everyone. Okay, wow. Wow. That is a lot to deal with. I think that is one of the most complex beers I've ever had. There is so much going on there. Yeah, wow, I'm still tasting that. The difference in that to what you get with like a regular lager where you just, take a sip, you taste the beer and it's just gone immediately. The complexity of flavors here that are dancing on my tongue is unbelievable. And it's kind of like flavors in contrast to itself. It's like they're battling. They're in my mouth and they're fighting. They're fighting for which flavor comes out first. Is it the sweetness of the fruit? Is it the spiciness that comes out of like the zest of the rind? Is it the bitterness that comes out of the malt? Is it the sweetness that comes out of the malt, like that real caramelly flavor? Or is it the bitterness that comes out of beer when you kind of get to these ales? Wow! It's like all four of them have picked a faction and it's like a gang war in there in my mouth. I'm going in again because, like I said, it was like an explosion of flavor. My senses were overwhelmed. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, that's unbelievable. The malt in that really brings it together. That's the thing that really cements it. It is a sweeter beer. So you're kind of getting like a caramel malt flavor that comes through. But then afterwards, it's this lovely bitterness that kind of just stops it from pushing too sweet, like you get with some other beers or some triples that I've had here. That is unbelievable. This is a big score. This is a big score. Yeah, this I already know, like, in my head what this is going to be. But the sweetness of that malt, that real, like, it's not too sweet, it's that burnt caramel kind of flavor, but it hasn't been burnt too far. It's not salted caramel. And it's just lovely. It's just lovely. Then you get a little bit of that spicy fruit, and then it's just this lovely bitter, just kind of beer aftertaste that sort of lives in your mouth, but it's not unpleasant. It's not like you don't want it there. It just kind of evens everything out. But like I said, it's gang warfare in there. They don't know which way to go here. I do need to talk about the elephant in the room with drinkability. If you're doing a taster day and you wanted something for your friends, you're all wanting to try a beer, 100% add this into the mix. Just give that wow factor of like, whoa, this is a very, very good beer. Tasting wise and everything. But the fact that it is 6.5 standard drinks, which is a metric that's mostly used around the world, is a lot. It generally means that, hey, you're really drinking one of these in a day and that's it. Food-wise, I think because of the alcohol content, you couldn't really match it with food. There's too much going on here that it is kind of its own thing. Like I said, if it was a little taster or something to start a tasting night, or maybe to be with a degustation meal, again, a very small taster, I could see how that would work, just to kind of break it up and give you something else and really show the masses what beer can be. It can be very different. It can be unbelievably flavorsome and unbelievably textured, compared to, Budweiser, for instance. I don't want to throw them under the bus, but there we go. Compared to those sort of beers, this beer has just held on to every little bit of flavor and love that has been given to it over this 8-year Abbey that's just been making these beers that have just floored people for years. Like, how many people have died from alcohol poisoning from this place? Like, it's not zero. It's not zero. And I get it, but you got to be responsible. That's why they put it on the package. That's like, hey, this is strong. This is a big boy. If you're 18 and you're on your little 18s trip from England, and you finish school and you want to get sloshed, don't go to this Abbey. It will kill you. You will die. You will die, and you won't get to live the rest of your life because you've died. But again, if it was a little tasting day or something on those lines, or you wanted to kind of split this with a few people, it's unbelievable. It's kind of a shame just how alcoholic that it is. Just because, 9%. I still don't believe it's 6.5 standard drinks. I think that doesn't make sense to me. Because that has been added on afterwards. But it is 9% alcohol, so it is up there at least. God, I'd love to see what the gravity test of this is. Just the thermometer just going all the way up. That's unbelievable. But again, it's placed as in tasting days. That's the only place I could see drinking it. It's just gonna floor you otherwise. If they give you small amounts of it, if you can see this or you want to split it with a friend, definitely do that. Definitely do that. It's very, very tasty. I cannot describe this beer in any other way instead of just very, very, very good. Yeah, I've never had a beer that is this layered. And I've had triples before. I've never had like a proper one from the Abbey. I haven't had this one that's this layered. And boy, how it's really that malty, like caramel flavor that just absolutely does it for me. So definitely give it a whirl for a try. Don't drink it all night, you'll die. Anyway, that is the whole video. What am I going to rate it? It's definitely losing marks of drinkability because you can't have more than one. And I do need to factor that in, that beers do come in 4-packs, or they do come in 6-packs for the most part. I kind of need to throw that a little bit out the window for triples because we know what we're getting into here, but also I rate things as a beer as a whole, not just how it fits it into a category. I'm going to give this an 83 out of 100. It's a little bit low, and I think it's because I can't have really more than one, and it wants me to have more than one. If I was at an awards day and I was a beer taster there at some beer show, I would probably give it a higher rating if all I had to do was judge the beer and had a set section. But the beauty of this little YouTube channel is I set my own boundaries. I set my own rules, and I do need to factor in the drinkability for the punter that goes, what 4-pack am I getting when I'm at the shops? What am I doing? And you can't do it with this. However, again, if you want a nice little tasting day, or you wanted to kind of open your worlds to beers and you do that with a few friends, just get one of these and just have a taste or each of it. It will really open your eyes of what a very good triple can do. And again, it's the history, right? It's the history of it all. If you're in WA, they do sell it in Morley. Or at least it's imported from Morley, so there you go. Anyway, that is the whole video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the subscribe button or ask me any questions down below. That's always helpful. I've got one or two that have done that in my past videos, which is very nice. Still just the one subscriber, but it'd be nice if I could get that to 2 and shout someone else out, you know? It does help me out a little bit. But yeah, great beer. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. See you. Cheers.